Alright, this video is, most of the videos I made up until now have been talking mainly to the atheists. This one is for the Christians. You know, the Bible, your source document. Most people that I know that call themselves Christians, and let me qualify myself, I worked in a ministry for 2.5 years. I grew up in the church. I know all about the church system. It should be Church Inc. It's a business. The guys that stand behind the pulpit know little or nothing of spiritual things. Levitical tithing, literal pit of burning fire, salvation before you die only, the idea that only a few will be saved. These are just a few of the things that you teach as if they are actually truth and from the Bible, when they are really lies sold to you by Satan that you propagate to the rest of the planet. Now, if you're an atheist and you're watching this video, understand that I'm speaking with reference to biblical terminology to a group of people that are going to be able to associate with that. So don't watch this video and then get this idea that because of certain things I believe, you shouldn't even entertain anything that I say. I'm an intelligent individual. I approach everything open-mindedly, and this video is to bring a few points to the Christians about the things they profess to believe versus what they actually know, or what they've actually done the time studying. So, back to the Christians. I don't want the atheists to get all freaked out because I mentioned Satan. This guy believes in supernatural beings. I'm not going to listen to anything he says. Well, I mean, that's their prerogative, but I'm talking to you right now. I'm talking to the ones who want to go up to your loved ones and tell them that if they don't make this choice for Christ, that they're going to burn in a literal pit of fire for all of eternity. If you're teaching that, you are dead wrong. And I will someday stand before the Creator of the universe and give an account for every word that I speak. And I'm telling you that that is a lie that's sold to you, that you then sell to everybody else. And it causes a resentment. It causes anger and negative feelings toward a Creator that created us with a purpose and gave us that purpose in a book, but you have to be spiritually minded to understand what it's saying. First of all, if you think the King James Version of the Bible is accurate, you are not in possession of the facts. If you think any translation of the original Hebrew and Greek is 100% accurate, you are not in possession of the facts. We'll start there. Secondly, hell is the Hebrew word Sheol. Hades is the Greek equivalent. It means grave, the realm of the unseen. To perish means to die. Okay? Christians, do not send me a whole bunch of verses thinking that I missed it. I know most of that book by heart. Okay, 66 books and letters, 39 in the Old Testament, 27 in the New, written over a period of 1,500 years by about 40 different authors, only one of which was non-Jewish, that was Luke. 10 basic divisions, 1,189 chapters, 33,000 verses, and I know most of them. So don't send me these verses as if I've never seen them before. I've seen them 1,000,000 times. I know them in Hebrew. I know them in Greek. I know when they were written, by whom they were written, and to whom they were written, and what the purpose was for its writing. So I know what Jesus said. I know what he said about weeping and gnashing of teeth and eternal fire. If you look in Jude, when he talks about Sodom and Gomorrah, he uses unquenchable or eternal fire to describe the fire that destroys Sodom and Gomorrah. Are Sodom and Gomorrah still burning? No, they're not. Because the eternal fire is a reference to the effect that fire has. Once that fire consumes the fuel that it's been put to, it is gone, but the effect of that fire is eternal. Sodom and Gomorrah are gone as a result of that fire. That is the eternal part. Furthermore, there is no word in Greek that means eternal or forever and ever. Okay, that's the Greek word aeon. It means a period of time having a beginning and an end. And that time period is representative of certain guiding principles that are peculiar to that period. That's why the word aeon is used. Okay? The simple fact is that what the Bible actually teaches is that there is a Creator who formed the heavens and the earth, made us to be sons and daughters. He then put the knowledge of good and evil in the same tree. You can't know good without evil. There is no virtue that isn't the opposite of some vice. We were made too spiritually weak to resist certain temptations. That way we would learn that we needed a higher power to help us, to create us, to change us in such a way that we had power over everything. It's a process. That process is painful. It is likened to the way that a real fire burns up real wood, hay, and stubble. Hebrews 12:29 says that God's Spirit is a consuming fire. When His Spirit enters you, it burns up the wood, hay, and stubble of your character. And it is painful. And let me tell you something else. Everything that comes out of your mouth isn't what you believe. There are plenty of Christians walking around this planet saying that they believe something that they don't. The Amazing Atheist made good points about this. If you really believed that you were going to see your loved ones again, you wouldn't mourn them so much when they were gone. If you really believed in salvation and joy and happiness, you wouldn't have hate in your heart. Now, I know that it's possible to agree with something that you're unable to walk in. That's fine. Okay, we're all works in progress. I understand that. But before you start pounding these truths home, you need to find out what you're talking about. Hell, the lake of fire that's in Revelation, the process goes like this. There are people between when Christ died on the cross and those at the rapture that are going to be saved. They're going to come to the knowledge of the truth. They are going to receive God's Spirit and go through the judgment that is going to change them from a carnally minded man to a spiritually minded son of God. Then, for 1,000 years, they're going to reign with Christ. At the end of that 1,000 years, everyone else who has ever died that is at that time asleep in the grave will be resurrected. 1 Corinthians chapter 6 explains, Paul tells the Corinthian church, "Know ye not that we shall judge angels? Know ye not that we shall judge the world?" Everyone who has not accepted Christ will at that time be brought in front of us for judgment. That body of believers with God's Spirit that is a consuming fire is a body or a lake of fire. They are brought before us. They go through the judgment. There will be weeping and gnashing of teeth as they are forced to face the things about themselves that are wrong, that they did, and go through the conviction and feel the pain and the separation. But after that judgment, just like it's the same judgment we go through, only they're going to go through it all at once and we're going through it little by little. But the effect is the same. It's going to change them just like it changed us. And at the end, every knee will bow and every tongue will confess that Jesus is Lord. Jesus is a personification of the truth. Okay? So at that time, we're all standing there. We're all one family. We can all see the Creator. And at that time, I don't know what's going to happen because the Bible doesn't tell us. But that's what the theology of the Bible actually says. Now, if you can believe it or not believe it, that's up to you. But that's what it says. There is no literal pit of burning fire. Revelation chapter 1 explains that the Father gave it to the Son, who symbolized it and gave it to an angel, and the angel then delivered it to John on the island of Patmos about AD 96. It's the latest book written in the Bible. Okay, so it's all symbols. It doesn't mean it's not real. It's real, but it's intangible. It's spiritual. It's symbolized. It's just like the parables Jesus taught. The one thing about the parable is, it's a parable. It's not literal. The one thing you can be sure of is that whatever is literally portrayed in that parable is not the exact thing that it's meant. It's meant spiritually. These are just a few of the things that if you're a Christian, you need to begin to accept and understand. And quit arguing with scientists based on something you don't even understand. That the earth was made in 6 days. It's the Hebrew word yom. It means a period of time or a successive years. It has nothing to do with 24 hours. And a day and a night is light and darkness. A day in Genesis is the light, and night is darkness. There's no time period. There's no 24 hours associated with that. It's light or darkness, day, night. Okay, so there's a whole, if you think that you can just breeze through the Bible, read the Bible, so many verses a day, read the Bible in 1 year, and you think you're going to understand what it's telling you, you are wrong. And you are not qualified, as 2 Timothy 2:15 says, study to show yourself approved unto God, a workman that need not be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. You cannot rightly divide the word of truth, and you do not have the ability not to be ashamed, and I'm standing here telling you that. Thank you.